All right, welcome in episode 3. It's 3, right, Matt? 3.
Number 4.
Number 4. Just kidding, 4.
It's crazy. Time is
Number-
flying right now.
It is. It is number 4 of the Victor's Voice here on the Voice of College Football, and it is May. May the fourth be with you, Matt.
Exactly. Yeah. And then what we got Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Holy cow! Back-to-back days here of some fun stuff. And I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. I remember watching the first movie, growing up as a kid. But I mean, you can't get any better than this day. May the 4th be with everybody out there.
No doubt. And I'm a pretty big Star Wars nerd, so it's a bummer you're not. We can talk about that. We can talk about that time, but big Star Wars fan. And yeah, Cinco de Mayo, that's right. And this will come out tomorrow, which will be Cinco de Mayo. So let me rephrase, happy Cinco de Mayo to all of you.
Yeah.
A couple
Corona's on us.
That's right. Not well on you. That's all you, man.
Oh, yeah, well,
Matt will drop his Venmo in the comment section here, and you guys request it for him.
I'm just gonna, that'll be nice.
All right, boys. Hey guys, couple things we need to know. So, Voice College Football, y'all love it. That's what we're here on. There's some exciting network stuff that they have. So, if you haven't seen already, new website, www.vocfb.com. Of course, that stands for voiceofcollegefootball.com. Go check it out. Your boy Matt right here already published his first story.
Yes, sir. Yeah, got a piece on Colston Loveland that should be up near the top on why he's a good fit in Chicago. Yeah, it's a fun little website. Got a bunch of great writers on board, and we're cooking up something great for you every day. 4 posts a day out there, so we're gonna keep it locked and loaded with fresh content for you guys. And check out me for all the Michigan stuff, man. I'll be cooking it up for you guys.
Yeah, awesome piece there from Matt. So yeah, cool stuff on Voice College Footballs, and also stuff is airing on Amazon too.
Amazon,
really cool. Yeah, shop Amazon with Voice of College Football. So we've got an Amazon link. We've got podcasts as well. So I think this is on a podcast, which is awesome. So if you're a podcaster, anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, it's all there. And then social media, check them all out. Voice College Football, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. You know where all those accounts are. Go check them out.
Taking over the world right now.
They are. I was a bit newer to Voice College Football, I think, compared to many of you, especially probably many of you listening and watching. But I only heard about Voice College Football about a year ago, and I can't believe the type of content they put out. It's top-notch stuff. So go check them out on all the platforms.
Yes, sir. This is only just the beginning. I mean, TJ brought the vision to life. I've only known it for 6 months now, or maybe not even that long, and it's pretty remarkable to see not only the presence on YouTube, but now it's into the website deals, and this is only just the beginning. Like I said, man.
VOCB to the moon, right? VOCFB. That's close to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say. All right, Matt. So it's kind of a slower time of season. The portal closed. Spring ball is all but complete. We're going in this time where the biggest news is the university's president leaving. Did you see that tonight?
I just saw that. Just crazy. Insane. I don't know much about his presence. Maybe Bryce, you can touch on it more about his impact. But he's going to Florida, right?
Going to Florida. So I guess technically speaking, he has to get approval from the board or whoever the committee is down there. And then that will be finalized. He's the lone candidate as well. But kind of weird, man. I mean, shortest tenured president. I think he's there for 3 years. John U. Bacon, if you guys know John U. Bacon, he was tweeting about it because he had some things to say. But he had one tweet. He said, "This is a surprise, but maybe it shouldn't be. I can't recall any UM president starting higher nor falling faster. I'm not hearing from anyone who regrets his leaving. And and his resignation letter seems rather insincere given his abrupt departure. He leaves as a footnote. So, Matt, I don't know about you. I don't have any insiders into the academia world of the University of Michigan. I don't know what he was doing beyond hanging out on the sidelines of football games. He seemed like he was all into football, which I suppose is probably pretty easy when you're as good as Michigan has been during his tenure. But I don't know what was going on behind the scenes. But based off of a tweet like that from a guy who I really respect in that area, which is Johnny Bacon, seems like this was maybe a mutual forced out decision. I don't know. I guess I don't want to speculate on any of that stuff, but I think a lot of people are kind of upset. Maybe we don't need to be. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, kind of shocking, right? I don't know. It's just kind of abrupt, and from what John said, it sounds like it was a little bit insincere. So it's tough to hear from a president, your leader of your entire university, to kind of leave on that term. I am interested to hear more. We'll hear more about it, but yeah, 3 years is kind of a short stint, especially from a president. You just don't ever see that in terms of universities. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not very pleased. I guess I should say.
He had Bacon had one other tweet afterwards. I'm just seeing now. Ono seemed like a genuinely nice guy, but his public enthusiasm for U of M Ann Arbor was received as a breath of fresh air after Schlissel. But Ono quickly seemed overwhelmed by the scale of the job, the conflicts that came with it, and the unusually tumultuous era, which I suppose is fair. There was a lot going on in football. I don't know how much he was involved in all of that, though. Like, I don't know how much the president is really involved in the – I'm sure when it comes to NCAA sanctions, that's a big deal. And then I suppose if you have the Department of Justice or the FBI raiding computers and trying to figure out what happened with that sleazebag Matt Weiss, that could probably be a lot. But you would assume there's a lot of people on the case there. So, yeah, it's interesting, man. It really is interesting. This maybe we'll figure out the story. I mean, it's not. I think Florida and Michigan are relatively comparable universities. I know Florida's pretty good academics, so I'm just going to sit here and say, you know what? I think it was warmer weather, probably a pay bump, and no state income tax. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan, you don't get sunshine for 4 or 5 months of the year, and you're stuck in seasonal depression, and that certainly takes a toll. Takes a toll on me. So I feel you. I feel them, but that's tough because it just feels like you just got here. So, yeah.
Lest we forget, Michigan, the brand, especially football. We'll keep it football here. It's bigger than any one man. So whoever comes in next has to understand Michigan football pays for a lot of other things. So make the football program happy and you'll do just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right. So spring wrapped up, spring ball last week, Sunday, which we didn't really get to talk about it too much because we had the draft and I don't think either of us had the opportunity. We recorded a little bit earlier that day, so we didn't really have the opportunity to watch the spring game. So, again, now that we've had a chance to watch it, anything stand out?
Yeah, obviously it's centered around Bryce Underwood, and I got to see I just watched all of his throws, again, maybe 30 minutes ago, and it's tough because he's going to be QB1. But
That's you're saying that now. You said that in April.
Yeah, I mean that's still no doubt in my mind. But you see the flashes. Here's what I think: the short to intermediate stuff, awesome. He was the curl routes, over the middle stuff. Didn't see many overthrown balls or inaccurate throws there, but it's the deep ball that he's going to need to work on. And, obviously this is his first time, in a college uniform. So, and he's only 17 years old. We have to wrap that around our minds here. So we'll see where he progresses, once we get into fall camp. But the deep ball, I think, was something that really stood out to me. There was one throw in the fourth quarter where you had a guy wide open in the back of the end zone. He missed him by, I think, like 5 yards. So I want to see more from Bryce there. I think he's throwing a little too much zip on the ball when he's throwing the deep ball. I think he could put a little bit more air underneath of it. But I'm not questioning his arm talent. I'm not questioning his mobility. I saw him even sometimes lining up in like a pro style under center and doing a rollout, and he had a pretty accurate throw there. I think it was in the red zone. So you get to see a little bit of everything, but it's the deep ball that I want to see him again take that next step. And I think he will, but that's what stood out to me the most from watching everything.
Yeah, it's impossible not to be excited about Bryce.
Yeah.
Just seeing some of the goods, and you're right, he wasn't perfect, and there's probably a lot of reasons why. But what you do see in that sample size is it's impossible to not be fired up. And we kind of talked about it last week, but give it time to. Based off everything we know and hear about this kid, he's ready to work, and the quarterback sets the tone for the team. So he's gonna be the one getting guys together, wrangling them all up, and saying, "All right, let's go hit 7-on-7s. Let's figure out our chemistry." And you get guys like McCauley and Andrew Marsh. I thought looks promising. He's kind of a young, talented receiver. Browder, and then you got kind of the old reliables and Moore and Charleston as well, and then of course Morgan too. And I'm just Charleston, though he's probably, I wonder if he'll get beat out by Goodwin. But either way, you get some old receivers who probably aren't going to be first round picks, but there's some talent there, and a guy like Bryce Underwood can make anyone look good. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what comes from that. And then just how that quarterback battle is shaping up. I don't know if I'm ready to say that I'm going to put money down that Bryce will be the starter week 1.
What's giving you apprehension on this? I got to know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mikey Keene starts week 1.
Okay.
The guy's been around the game for a long time, and I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing it to happen, because I think Bryce could be that special where they just say, you know what, we'll throw him in the deep end, let him make some mistakes, let him just learn, and trust that it's not going to mess with his head, all that pressure, because it doesn't seem like it's going to with this kid. But on the other side of it, I can see, all right, well, maybe a guy like Mikey Keene, again, who's been around the game for 4+ years and has had production and could help kind of lead this team in a way that maybe a veteran could. I would say that that's a decent possibility as well.
I agree. Yeah, I hear you. The thing that is like tracking well for Underwood is like he's not having to go out and step out in front of like a Texas or a USC or an Alabama in week 1, right? He has to go against New Mexico State or whatever. So like I feel like, and that's not taking anything away from New Mexico State, but come on now. Like I feel like it's lined up for him well to be able to step in and kind of get a rhythm, not against, a Power 4 school, and be able to.
So it's New Mexico. I'm just looking at the schedule now.
Okay.
But they do have Oklahoma the week after. And then they go Central, and then they go to Nebraska. Then they got Wisconsin at home. Then they go to USC, and then Washington at home, and then Michigan State on the road. So, but I think that could maybe prove your point of just saying, you know what, let's drop them in the deep end. You get Central Michigan week 3 after Oklahoma. Let's say Keene has a bad showing if he does start, or even if he does, make sure this game is it's at Oklahoma, so it'll probably be a night game.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to go on the road to Norman. Maybe they just let him sling it, and then you get right with Central, and then kick off the Big Ten schedule. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I could see him starting that Central game though too. I could see Mikey coming in for the first 2, and then depending on how it goes, Underwood coming week 3. But I don't know. I think there's just too much there already, and there's too much hype, and everything that you hear so far is this guy is the truth. So I'm not changing my mind on this one. I'm all in.
All right, I like it. Stand 10 toes deep. Let's see here.
But other guys in that game, I thought in limited. Oh, you're pulling up a schedule right here. Here we go.
Yeah. So New Mexico, Oklahoma, Central. This is a great schedule.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is an awesome schedule.
Yeah, it's I mean, we can talk about records right now, man. I mean, it's looking nice. Like, it's competitive, but I also think like Michigan can easily get to 10 wins. Like, I don't think that is out of the question here. I think it's not like a grueling, daunting schedule, but there's enough here to, I don't know. I think 10 wins is a high probability. You get Wisconsin at home, you get Washington at home, Purdue at home. You got to go on the road to USC, Michigan State, which that should easily be a win. Northwestern on the road, easily a win. Maryland, that might be a little tough. And then at home, Ohio State. Shoot, son.
It's intriguing. I mean, it's pretty front heavy. And if you can get through the, well, I don't know how good Washington will be, but they come to Michigan. You get through the SC game with maybe one loss. Yeah, you're right. And that sets us up.
That stretch
in great shape.
To kick off the Big Ten, though, is, oh my gosh.
That's tough.
Yeah, Nebraska on the road, home Wisconsin, on the road USC. That is, I mean, Nebraska's coming up, man.
In Nebraska, yeah. I mean, this is year 3 of Rule, and everywhere he's been, year 3 has been the breakout year. So this game scares the daylights out of me. And then these other ones are tricky.
Look alike leading that team.
Yeah.
That guy is literally, everything about that guy is, he's like got the mullet, he's got the shades.
He just signed the Adidas deal too. So, which Nebraska Adidas school, but that's obviously what Mahomes is too.
Yeah.
Crazy. So yeah, man, I don't know. Spring ball will be fun. I thought with the spring game, the spring game was fun. Spring game, I thought the one-on-one matchups, because it feels like pretty base sets. I mean, they had the trick plays. I think I heard on the broadcast you get 2 a game, or each team gets 2. So everything's pretty basic, simple. And so you get to see a lot of the one-on-one, just some of the coverages, which is fun. But with Michigan, I don't think you can read into too much of it for a lot of the reasons we mentioned on last week's show.
Yeah, it's a glorified practice for sure. It's good to see Justice Haynes break out and get a couple of decent runs inside out and stuff. But yeah, you're right. You can't take too much here. You got to take it with a grain of salt. It's just, another practice in a 2-week stretch. So we'll see what happens, months from now.
So, all right. So that's kind of portal. So that kind of puts a close on the 24-25, I guess, with the 24 season. Although it was spring, I don't know. I tried to make a good segue there, and I don't have anything for you here. So, all right. So the portal closed this week. Let's maybe segue with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't bring this up in the pregame, but I'm going to pose a question. I'm assuming there's obviously some gaps to fill. Michigan seemed quiet on the front. Is that concerning, or are we trusting the process?
Ooh, tough question. I think it's a little concerning, in my opinion, especially offensive line. I think there's going to be returners there. There's going to be some inexperience, though, and I think their inactivity in the portal. And I know they brought in that guy from Ferris State, but I don't know if he'll be even in the rotation. Lawrence Hatter or whatever, and another guy from Brady Norton from Cal Poly. But I think they should have attacked that position group a little more. I don't see enough experience there, in my opinion. And I don't know if Evan Link, I know he improved, especially during the Alabama game, but I think that the tackle position is kind of a weakness. And I wish they would have been able to kind of address that a little bit more. And wide receiver. I know Donovan McCulley is wide receiver 1, but and I know our quarterback situation from last year, but Samaj Morgan and Frederick Moore, I need to see more from those guys. And I know that we got that Anthony Simpson guy from UMass, but we're going to ask a lot from a freshman. I wish we would have brought in another wide receiver, from at least a Power 4 school. Those are the 2 position groups that I think that could be our weaknesses. And I wish we would have gotten a little bit more help there to kind of solidify those groups. But I don't know, Bryce. What do you think? Do you think it's a concern? It's a red flag for them to not address that, or are you kind of just staying pat?
No, I think it's good analysis, man. I think those positions are ones you have to load up on. I think in today's game too, when you have possibility of 17 games to win a national title, I think you just need to load up the roster with as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just going out there and getting whatever you can is important. But yeah, it seems like some of those positions are more dire than others. And so, yeah, tackle, offensive line play, depth is always so key and so important. Obviously, you want the stars, starting 5, starting 6, maybe rotate, but having that depth. I mean, you saw with Ohio State last year, tackle went down, center went down, and they arguably maybe improved. So I just think having that is so important. And receivers. I'm with you, man. So you got to get one more receiver. I think Penn State got one, and then someone else got another one that I thought would have been decent targets. I saw TJ tweeting about something, so it seems like those are 2 potential targets that would have been good fits that didn't turn into anything. So I don't know, man.
And we'll see. I'm not taking away from what they did in the first portal, right? I mean, they got big names. They got obviously Justice Haynes. That was huge. And getting Underwood and there was obviously we got some help along the defensive line to kind of plug in for Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. But I just would have liked to see them be a little bit more aggressive here in this window to help boost them into this into the summer and into the fall. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get our first game. But in my opinion, feels like they let some guys go too, like Tyler Morris. Granted, he obviously tore his ACL, so that's tough to see. Cole Cabana, just some other names out there, but yeah, just would have liked to see a little bit more from Michigan there.
Yeah. It'll be just to see what happens. Obviously, there's no more transfer portal windows, but it will be. I mean, this is the team, so see what they come out with.
Is there another portal window? Like, when is that?
I believe it's only in winter and spring. So you get right after the season, and then you get the window in April. So I don't think there's another one after this.
I remember from covering Western, there was a kid running back that just joined the team in the summer, Jaden Nixon. I don't maybe he just I don't know how that works, but if it's like a graduate student situation, if they're, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Walk-on. I'm sure maybe walk-ons can come on anytime. I don't know. But then I guess of talking about incoming talent. So Matt, we can maybe talk about this another time. I think for me personally, one of my opinions, maybe a hot take, is that with the transfer portal now being what it is, and college football being what it is with transfers, I put a whole heck of a lot of emphasis on recruiting. I just do. I think that you can get a stud coming out of high school, and whether you pay him, whether he just loves the school, loves the coaches, whatever it may be, you can get him, and then he can really do one of three things. One, be successful and have a great career at school. Two, not be successful to at least what his expectations were. So this is a high 5-star and he doesn't really start, doesn't really play, doesn't really produce. That can be the result. Or three, he's successful and then wants more money and transfers somewhere else. And we can get into whether that's good, bad, right, or wrong, whatever. But I think that's the reality. And so I think I just think you're going to see more people saying, or more coaches just being like, I don't know if I want to pay the freshman. If it's a Jeremiah Smith or a Ryan Williams, I think that's different. Those guys are unicorns. But if it's others, I just don't know what it's really worth. Whereas you're almost better to put your resources towards those players that are a little more proven. And so we'll probably need some more data on that. But as I say that, Michigan did get their quarterback, Brady Smeagol. So I gave you that whole disclaimer because yay, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, yeah. Kid's a stud, right? I mean, 4-star. I heard TJ talking about him a little bit, and just can make all the throws. Is just not as mobile as like a Bryce Underwood, but is just a pure pocket passer, and that's a huge get. And yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, you have to be able to find a balance in terms of not just going so crazy in the portal and burning all your money in that aspect, and finding this talent and in priding yourself on bringing in big name recruits and developing them. And to get Underwood here and then also Smeagol right behind him, that's huge, huge, big time. I know he was like, we can bring it up, but like he's got to be a big, like a blue chip, right? Like he's one of the top 20 quarterbacks. He's the 9th rated quarterback in the nation, 92 overall in terms of overall, but the 9th quarterback. That's in class of 2026. That's huge, man.
24/7 composite has him number 7.
Shush. Okay, I'm looking at On3.
Yeah, but composite number 7, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, and I got to watch more tape on this guy, but from what I've seen so far, this guy can sling it all over the field, and that's what you love to see, to stack quarterbacks back to back, especially after a season where Michigan had a quarterback carousel. This is huge for Michigan. Now we just got to look to keep this guy in house.
Yeah. Double the Twitter, BB's Big House 1. It's a good follow. I don't know how double BB. I think is star. That's his name. But at BBS Big House 1 he's got a lot of followers, so you'll see him. But he did provide a full list of the commits quarterback, and I think it's actually Smigel. Brady Smigel was number, I think, 9. So Bryce Underwood, Shea Patterson. Actually, let me share my screen. Let's give double BB some credit here. Here we go. All right. So Bryce Underwood, Shea Patterson, Ryan Mallett, Chad Henne, JJ McCarthy, Brandon Peters, Devin Gardner, Shane Morris, and ahead of like Jane Davis, some of these other guys down here as well. So that shows. Yeah. Yep.
That's sweet. Yeah. Being in the top 10 of that's good company. That's real good company to be in there. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it should be a nice get there for the Wolverines, the Sherrell Moore and squad. I told you. So my point in all that is I get kind of excited, but then I also just like, he could be gone next year, as anyone could.
Right. Yeah. It's today's college football. It's wild. And obviously we'll get it. We're learning as we go here. Like, in terms of just, I feel like there's going to be a cap on this NIL stuff. And, I think I've read something recently about like, that's in the works. There has to be. And It's crazy that there's just like the loyalty aspect is just out the window. It's crazy.
I know.
These guys are just dipping if they're not playing. It's wild.
It's a different world.
Mm-hmm.
Different world. Other recruiting things that we talked about in the pre-show here is this the running back position. So always tough to lose a battle to Notre Dame. So is it JV Osborne came down between Texas product came down between Notre Dame and Michigan, went to the Irish. So I believe Michigan's now main focus is going to be this Savion Hitter. Oh yeah, Heiter. Yep, there we go. I think Michigan's probably projected to be number 1, but that'll be a big recruit that they'll want to lock down.
Yeah, 24/7 composite 5-star number 1 running back in the entire class of 2026, 18th overall in the entire nation for overall prospects. That's, oh my gosh. I'm going to have to learn more about this guy, but just talking about on his 24/7 stuff, Andrew Ivins, director of scouting, he's talking about how he's a juiced up running back with star potential for a college football playoff contender, given the mix of burst, power, agility, balance, and vision. He's dominated the combine setting and is equipped with ready to mess. And he's already tipping the scales at 200 pounds, effective as both an inside and outside runner, as he's quick to chart a course and charge forward, fast feet. I mean, he goes on and on here. Overall should be viewed as a gifted ball carrier that can be a multi-year impact player on Saturdays and provide valuable minutes as early as year 1. So yeah, that would be huge to get this guy, and for him to be projected to go to Michigan already. That's what you said, Bryce? Like there's a lot of momentum going that way?
Well, he tweeted someone tweeted a month ago. I guess he said that Michigan's the leader, but you mentioned on 3 earlier, and he's predicted behind Ohio State, Georgia, and Tennessee. So who knows?
Yeah, right. To get the number 1 quarterback and then the number 1 running back to back, that would be so big time for the Wolverines, man.
It would. It really would. Oh man.
Can you imagine that pairing? I mean, obviously Heiter.
Yep.
Heiter. To have Underwood and Heiter. Think about that. Like, that would be insane. Defenses would be shaking in their boots to have that kind of electricity in the big house on Saturdays. Yeah.
I think talent brings talent, especially in the sport of football. So if you can produce, I think you can attract other talent. And so if you're Bryce Underwood and you can have a big year, I think you can attract top talent to just join you, whether it's high school recruits or transfers, portal guys. And yeah, honestly, even this year without Heiter, you would get, I think, the Jordan Marshall / Justice Haynes combo in the backfield with Underwood.
That's already arguably the best running back duo in the country. Like, name a duo better than that. That's going to be nasty.
That's a hot take. Sound off in the comments there. I'm trying to do a quick recap of who else is out there. I'm sure there's many other fan bases who would object to that claim, but I'm here for it.
We're here for it. Bring the smoke. Come on.
Oh man. All right. Anything else?
No, I mean, just excited to see what's going to be cooking up here, in the summertime. We'll have lots to talk about, and yeah, dude, as always, it's been fun to chat ball with you.
Always fun. Yeah, sound off in the comments anything we're missing. Give us your projected record that you think the Wolverines will finish with. Tell us what you think is recruiting still more important than the transfer portal? And if so, why? And that we'll leave it at that. 2 questions for the fans to chime in about.
Please, we appreciate all your love. We appreciate your support. I see all the comments. It's been awesome to see the love and support that we've gotten along the way. And just think about this. We're only 4 episodes in, and we're getting that kind of stuff. So that's encouraging. We appreciate it as always. And this is just the beginning for me and Bryce, man. We're just going to keep going, keep this train rolling.
That's right. That's right, man. All right, brother. Everybody else, go blue. Go check out Voice of College Football website. Let me put that back up here again. There we go. Check it all out. Get these podcasts, all the great content, all readily available there. If you don't know where to find it, just go to the website. You'll find it. Everything you need there.
Yeah, you can find me there now. I got my name on the website. So check out that first story I got. Again, Colston Loveland, why he's a great fit in Chicago with Ben Johnson. You know, he loves to deploy those 2 tight end sets. So I see a great rookie season loading.
Boom. You heard it there first. All right. Go blue.
Go blue, baby.